Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Not a long one this one. Yeah, I know, I keep promising, and one day I will do a short video. This is Col Hal Moore. I know he doesn't like him much at the moment, but he is supposed to be Col Hal Moore from the Vietnam War fame, and you'll obviously know him. If you don't know the real Hal Moore, you'd have known him from the We Were Soldiers film set in Vietnam. The Air Cavs battle, first major battle in the Ia Drang Valley, I believe. This is a small scale bust. Let me just see if we've got, where's that lighter that I use for burning off CO? Never here when you need it. Right, so that's roughly the scale. So I just use this for burning off CA on model ships, but it's a mixed media bust. So the torso and the head is resin. There's a solid white metal helmet, which I'd never seen that type of thing before. There's a small solid metal cigar that will go in. I'm about to glue into his corner of his mouth, because I just know it's a disaster waiting to happen if I paint the face and then try and stick CA to a tiny cigar and stop and shove it in his mouth. Oh dear. Now, so I'll stick that in, and there's also a solid white metal torch that goes in this slot here that hangs off. A very simple bust. The pose is taken from a photograph which I only happened to find on the internet when I was looking for reference colour photos of Hal Moore and the jackets, the t-shirts. Now, they did quite often have the green t-shirt in Vietnam, but he was wearing a white one. At least in a few photographs. The one that this is taken from, it's actually it's a bit hard to explain. It's almost like that, and you can't see. In fact, it is probably like that, and you can't really see the t-shirt. But on other photos of the period that are colour, you can see it's a white one. I've not made it too stark white. What I've done before is stippling and lines. So it was on the colour photograph I was looking at. It was you could really see the lines in the fabric, and I hope I brought that out in the paintwork. Dark plastic blue buttons, which have just given you can't really see, it was a bit of a waste of time, but I put some very thin down black paint in the rim of the buttons, and then went over with a highlight, and also just dabbed a bit of cotton there for them. The webbing, and this is obviously the only bit you see, and obviously on the back I'll show you in a minute, that was shown up as classic webbing with the dots. Obviously in the production process it leaves like those little dots, and I've tried to replicate that. The stitching was quite dirty, as you'd expect to be in Vietnam, so again I've used some rubber tire, rubber black, whatever they call that, and I put that in there. I decided to go non-metallic on the metal. There's not a lot of it, and I just thought it would look better than metallic, so I've gone non-metallic on the bluey black clips that hold on the pouches, and the obviously rank insignia and service. Now, I've only just stuck this on this morning. I'd normally prime in grey unless it was for like a particular red colour or something like that. I just didn't particularly want to get my airbrush and everything's all in a big really useful box, and I have to put it all together. Just to do that, I'd already primed the torso, but I hadn't done anything completely forgetting with the other bits, so I ended up just going to some rattle cans I got in the shed that was primer that I used to use in the old days, and I only had the white, so white it was. I'm going to have to fill in the neck area here. It's always a give and take with these things. If you do them with the head on, and I quite often do, you've got to know that you can get down in the crevices, like around down by the collar, you can see under there. You've got to be able to get all that decent, otherwise it won't look right. Or you have the trade-off is what I'm going to have here, is I've got to try and get some white putty, Vallejo white putty I use, just to gently fill that gap in. And I will also, when I start painting the skin tones in that, I'm bound to catch the collar of the jacket at some point. It always happens. Just one of those things. But yeah, if you put I can't really make it anymore. I might use the photographs I put up. As I say, on the community tab, I haven't put a paint recipe for that one. If somebody really wants to know, I'm sure I can well, who am I kidding? Dig it out my memory, but I'll do my best if somebody really wants to know that. But you can see the lines show up more there, but they are quite distinct on the jacket itself. Shirt, probably shirt, isn't it? So yeah, I won't put the helmet on. Sometimes again I do, because you just, again, it's like filling this gap. You're making more trouble for yourself sometimes. But on this one I just thought, no, the way things are, this is the way I've got to go with it. So there's no point shooting the helmet. It's just a sprayed white helmet that'll go on at the end, as will the cigar will go in, as I say, in a minute, so it can go off overnight, and I'll start work at some point in this over the next couple of days on the face and that, and then the torch and the helmet will go on as a last bit. But yeah, nice little bust. I've not worked with bits of white metal and resin together before. It's a bit of a novelty. I mean, I do. I mean, obviously the ship HMS Bristol I'm painting at the moment is that type of thing, but I've never done it on a bust. But again, I like my Vietnam subjects. This is quite a simple bust. You know, there's nothing a lot to it. This is just a block of wood that I often use for these type of projects. It's quite easy enough to hold, you know, and it's stable is the main thing. I'm not going to tip it over. So yeah, thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. That's why it won't sit flat, because that's underneath it. I brought the highlights were quite bright under the sun of Vietnam, and probably depending on the film, you know, the type of film they were using at the time, colour film. But I brought it up very slightly, and the webbing was very faded like this, so nice contrast really. So yeah, next time I put a video up, there will be some more continuation photographs that I'll put up as I go on the community tab. If you just go to the community tab on the channel, you'll find it. And I do put work in progress photographs up there. I've got some ship photos up at the moment and that. So I haven't forgotten the Japanese Oiran bust. She'll be getting some more brush work on her in the next few days. But it's just with this one, it's classic me. I say, whether it's me head problems or just me, I'd cleaned this up ages ago, and it was sat under a piece of tissue tied around it, you know, to keep the dust off it, and I just thought, you know what, I'm priming the Tiger tank in that, so I might as well prime it. That's why I only primed the torso, because that was the only bit that I'd got out on this, well, you know, ready to pick up. And I thought, well, I might as well put some primer on that at the same time. And then it was sat there, and I thought, you know what, I might as well paint this where I'm here. So, just something else. My wife did say, are you actually going to clear anything off your desk? Oh, rather than keep adding to it. Oh, you never know, one day. So yeah, there'll be a final on the Waffen-SS infantryman, as he was then, before they became Panzer Grenadiers. He'll be up for a show in the next few days as well. I've also got another video coming up, HMS Bristol. I'm putting some paint on her at the moment. I don't know if I'll show it. I'll probably show it part painted, just to show you what I'm doing roughly with her on the colours and stuff. The scratch building's going along quite nicely on the RFA Black Rover. I've got I wouldn't say a fair bit, but I've got another deck on her done, and I've got to put some stanchions on her and stuff. So we'll cross that bridge on a video another time, or probably end up on the community tab first. I'm finding that quite useful, because I can stick. It's almost like Facebook, where I put photographs up occasionally, but I don't really always put as much photographs up on there. Whereas this one, I find it quite easy just to stick a couple of photographs up and say, you know, this is what's happening with this project at the moment, and then stick a video up, you know, a bit later down the track, like in this case when I've got a bit more to show. So thanks a lot. At the moment, it's been a cracking little piece to work on. You will have to get your own. This is one of those brass mini plinths type of thing. You'd have to get something like that, or just a piece of brass rod, or even a piece of wooden dowel I've used on occasion. But yeah, very nice little buses. So look after yourselves. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look and showing some interest. It's always appreciated. So are the likes and the comments. As I say, it's it's nice to know that people are interested in what you're doing, and I really I really do appreciate that. So thank you very much. Look after yourselves, and we'll catch each other soon on another video.